Hey everyone, this is Drake Bell, and you're watching Childhood DVD Fan right here on YouTube.
How's it going, everyone? This is Childhood DVD Fan here. I told you guys that we'd be having a little bit of a marathon here. Want to apologize quickly for the last video with the Good Burger unboxing. I filmed it with my shitty new phone that has a terrible mic, so I'm recording with my old phone. I'm hoping that it doesn't sound like my feet are moving around like it sounded like in the previous video. I've had a lot of issues with the mic, like when I FaceTime my father, he can hear the echo, like, you know, off of my phone in the background. Ever since I got the new phone, the mic's a piece of shit on that fucking phone. Anyways, so I have two packages here. You know, did the Good Burger 2 earlier, but I apologize again if that noise towards like the middle, towards the middle-ish to the end of the video ruined it. I apologize. But anyways, two unboxings for you in one video. Two in one video. So I am just going to, you know, unwrap. This one's obviously much easier. This one I'm going to have to use my handy-dandy scissors for. So I might as well start out with the complicated one. These two CDs are from both of my favorite artists, tied. They're tied. One's not better than the other, in my opinion. They're tied for my favorite. One unfortunately passed away, but the other one's making a lot of history recently. So we'll see which one's which first. So give me 1 sec. Right, guys. So I have this one unboxed, and let's see which one it is. Okay. I thought it'd be the other artist, but it's actually Aaron Carter, Another Earthquake. This was the last CD that Aaron Carter put out. This was not the last album that Aaron Carter put out, but this is the last CD. Now, I see that there's a few, there's a crack down there. There's a few cracks here. This is just the case, obviously. I mean, obviously, I can get a replacement case. So, here's the spine, and here's the back, and it's even got a little sticker there, used, good condition, and here are the songs. Yeah, this is really beat up. Like the case is really, you know, just scratchy, you know. Yeah, so obviously I'll have to get the case kind of fixed. Oh, look at that. It's not even incorrectly. It's like, oh, wait, it is. Wait, is it? No, I don't think it is. Yeah. It's kind of, 1 sec. I apologize, guys. It's unprofessional of me to... How am I going to get this out? Sorry, I'm just trying to get the CD booklet out, covering all that. Why isn't this coming out? Sometimes these things can be stuck. Okay, got one side out. How about the other side? Can I get the other side out? Because I want to be careful. I don't want to ruin the, I guess I'll have to do it like this. Come on, there we go. So yeah, you can, the CD case was sitting on the last page here, so you can see what it kind of did. But that's not really a huge problem. I'd way rather have the damage be on the back of the CD insert. But anyways, so yeah, Aaron Carter, Another Earthquake. So I'm gonna now put it back in this case the correct way, that it should have been. So I know I probably should have paused the video and done this, whatever, but you know, this bitch, man. There we go. This is how it should have been. You see how those are on the outside? Yeah. So, and here is the CD. You know, I always found it interesting that this is like an orange CD like this. So let me take a look at the back. Yeah, it's, you know, used. It definitely is used, but I mean, as long as it plays, that's really all that. It's really all that matters. So yeah, there's that. Let me get it the correct way. There we go. And there's one more Aaron Carter album that might just be coming in the mail. Might be. To complete the collection. He's had a few albums out. He had the Love album 2018. Never saw a CD treatment, unfortunately. And then he had the Blacklisted album that came out that his team wanted to capitalize as soon as he passed away, but it was taken off of streaming services. And then he has like another album coming out or whatever from like old songs way back in the day. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, this is Aaron Carter's most popular album. Aaron Carter, Aaron's Party, Come Get It. So that is a 2000 release. And then my favorite, which is Aaron Carter, Oh Aaron. So yeah, just need the debut album. So I think you have an idea of what could be coming in the mail next. But anyways, so Aaron Carter, you know, unfortunately passed away in November of 2022, November 5th. Although I think it's November 4th, 2022. He, you know, he was an addict for a very long time. Unfortunately, he got into the huffing compressed air, and that's very dangerous. And, you know, he did Xanax and a whole bunch of other stuff. But what ended up killing him was he either took, he either did the huffing before he got in the bathtub or while he was in his bathtub, along with generic Xanax, and then either became incapacitated because of being under the influence of, you know, the huffing and the, you know, the Xanax, and then he drowned in his bathtub. So that's how Aaron died. He was 34 years old, and he was best friends at one point with the guy who's been making a lot of history lately. So, and Aaron never got to share his story of abuse, but this man right here in this package most certainly did. So let's see who that is. Think you guys know who that would be. All right, let's see the man who's been making a lot of history lately. And, you know, I should have had these CDs years ago, but I just was too lazy, never got them. But better late than never. And that is Drake Bell, It's Only Time. Obviously, you guys know, and this is the version that comes with the DVD as well. So that's very, very cool. As you guys know, Drake Bell recently revealed on the Quiet on Set, just to the media in general, about something that I've known for a very long time, and that was the abuse that he endured at Nickelodeon by Brian Peck while he was working on The Amanda Show. So, yeah. So the DVD's there on the back, and then the CD for It's Only Time is there. So, yeah, the booklet's in much better shape than the Aaron one is. In this case, even though it is scratched, you know, it's been used up, it's not broken, or I don't see any cracks or anything, so I'll, you know, I can let scratches go on a case or whatever, unless, you know, I really want to make it look nice and new or whatever, but, you know, I don't, you know, whatever. Anyways, so, let's open it up, take a look. Here is the CD for Drake Bell, It's Only Time. Very cool artwork there. Very nice. Very, very good condition, actually. It's got like a little ring around it, if you can tell, but like, this has been probably used maybe, I don't know, 10 times at the most, maybe, you know, or even less than that. Very good condition. And I noticed, because I'm kind of someone, you know, that notices the little things. I noticed this little black thing. I wonder if I can get that off at some point. And then this is actually pretty cool. This is a bonus DVD that Drake Bell had that teaches guitar lessons. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it was like Found a Way is on this, whatever. Look at that, man. Just some fingerprints and light scratches. Nothing crazy at all. This is in very good condition, very good. You'd think, looking at the at the CD case, that, because you see the scratches and everything, you'd think that the disc would be more used than they are, but they're in very good condition. So yeah, so quick lesson here. Drake Bell and Aaron Carter were actually best friends for many years, actually. They met on the Amanda Show, and the reason that I know this is because after Aaron passed away, I contacted Drake, and he was willing to do a video response for me about his relationship with Aaron Carter. Now, I never asked anything too deeply to Drake whatsoever, but I was curious, about some things with him and Aaron, and so I asked where they met, how long they were friends for, what Drake thought of Aaron as an artist, all these different kind of things. Now, they had a falling out, unfortunately, and that was because of, Aaron's issues, especially, but that's, really another video for another time. But quickly, when they were both going through bankruptcy at basically the same time in 2013, I mean, it's, their stories are so identical, it's insane. Aaron at the time, and Drake had lost his house in Los Feliz, California. And Aaron here was living in an apartment in California that had basically nothing whatsoever, and it had a roofing leaking issue that was featured when Aaron was on this TV show about money, money, whatever it's called, I can't remember, where his, partner was stealing money from him. But anyways, Jason Sanchez, who I met also when I met Aaron Carter, but that's, whatever. That's not important right now. Anyways, so, Drake had lost his house, and Aaron offered to take him in and give him a place to stay, until he could get back on his feet, whatever. Drake obviously turned that deal down. But years later, in October of 2020, the last time that these two actually were friends and met. Now, Aaron had been trash-talking Drake around February 2019 was when I met Drake, and Aaron was kind of starting with, the trash-talking them. But I guess they had a little bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Patching things up together. And one thing I will say quickly, I noticed that this camera especially is very shaky. It looks very shaky, so if the video is shaky, whatever, I apologize. I'm keeping my phone completely straight as I can, but for some reason the video seems to be jumping around a lot. So, it's always one thing. If the audio is good on this, then the video is going to be choppy and shitty. It's just these fucking iPhone cameras and mics are the worst. They really are. You got to get a professional one. Anyways, during that visit that Drake made, and I wish I would have saved the picture, man. That picture's ingrained in my head, but I never took a screenshot of it or whatever for documentation. It was a picture of Drake in Aaron's house in October of 2020 with some other guy on the left side. I can't remember what he looked like, but I remember what Drake looked like in the photo, and I remember seeing Aaron's plaques on the walls, like his musical accomplishments that he hung in his house. And I heard a rumor that during that visit that Drake made to Aaron, Drake offered to try to get Aaron some help. Because Drake obviously saw that Aaron was struggling. They both were abused children. Now, Drake only, as far as I know, was abused by Brian Peck, which was absolutely horrendous. Aaron, on the other hand, he had his two backup German dancers when he was 8 years old. Possibly Lou Pearlman, who was the mastermind, and Drake never had to deal with Lou Pearlman. Unfortunately, Aaron's sister, which that's kind of a, Leslie, who passed away in 2012, that's kind of a, And then rumors also that he had engaged with his father as well. But I'll leave that one for a different time. Anyways, so, so they were best friends. Unfortunately, Aaron, when Drake offered the help for Aaron, or to, help him out or whatever, I guess Aaron didn't receive that well, and that kind of ended their friendship, unfortunately. And they never really reconciled. They never really, were able to, get back to ground zero or whatever, and as far as their friendship. And, Aaron died, and that had an effect on Drake, especially when his family was falling apart and he was losing his wife and son, which was around the time, ironically enough, that I asked Drake first about Aaron, along with some other Drake and Josh questions or whatever, and I asked him what he thought of Aaron's death, and so you can take a look at a few of these videos that I'm referencing in my archives. So anyways, so Drake, never got to make up with Aaron whatsoever, but they were, they went on tour together. They performed shows together in like 2015. They were really close for a long time. And of course, this is a long story. There's a lot of things that I could get into, but, when Drake had the media thing come out in 2021, Aaron kind of turned on him, calling him a pedophile and all this stuff like that. Now, Drake never actually was, never did a Brian Peck per se, to the person who was in that infamous child endangerment case. All Drake did, and he took responsibility for, was maybe some flirty text messages in the DMs or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I mean, that's, whatever, but, it's not, being flirty, whatever, that's one thing, but, actually doing essay to someone, that they're both wrong, but there's levels of, of wrongness, but Drake took responsibility for, the messages and whatever, and, he took responsibility for that. Aaron, unfortunately, went a little further than that. He didn't essay anyone as far as I know, except maybe his sister, but that's for a different time. But Aaron sent a picture to his assistant's daughter, who was 15 years old, back in 2013, of his erect, well, you know what, in a pair of blue boxers. And he was like, thinking about you or whatever, and don't get me in trouble and whatever. And these screenshots, somehow Nick Carter, if you know Nick Carter, is the older brother of Aaron Carter, in the Backstreet, Nick Carter with the Backstreet Boys. Somehow his wife, Lauren Kitt, got those text messages or that Aaron exchanged with the assistant's daughter or whatever. And then she ended up talking to someone who made Aaron's life a living hell, named William James Witt, who nicknamed Ganville online. And she sent Ganville these screenshots of Aaron when he was engaging in, in the inappropriate messages with his assistant Gwen's younger sister who was 15 at the time. So, Ganville, of course, released these screenshots to the public, so that's how I know about all of this. So Aaron turned on Drake, basically, because, unfortunately, Aaron knew in the back of his mind that he had some skeletons in his closet, and even if he believed that Drake really was a pedophile or not when it all started coming out, he knew Drake personally, so I don't think that he really thought that, but he did say things like he was weird as fuck and all this other stuff, basically for Aaron, it was a perfect fall guy, unfortunately, when, the story with Drake hit the media back in 2021. Since then, we've, found out the truth about all that, but Aaron never lived long enough to find out that his former best friend really didn't do about 90% of what he was accused of doing. So that's very unfortunate. But anyways, so yeah, these are, this is a 2002 release. This is a 2006 release. And so, yeah, so that's pretty much it. And I apologize that this is a long video, and I apologize again about the shaky camera. I promise you guys I'm keeping my phone completely still. It's only moving around occasionally a little bit, because naturally it's hard to keep something completely still. But, this is an iPhone camera thing. It always looks like it's like woo 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 woo, That's what it looks like to me. So if the audio's better, that's great. But of course, if the camera's moving around and whatever, of course, it's like you can't have both nice things. It never works out that way. Anyways, guys, I met both these guys before. It was an absolute pleasure to be in the same presence as both of them. I would say Aaron was a little bit more nicer to me in person than Drake. Drake wasn't like a douchebag or anything. He just was more interested in the other females that were in the room. Because I was the only male besides him in the room, they brought 10 of us in at one time for Drake. And then Aaron, I actually got to, talk to one-on-one, although Jason Sanchez was in there, but whatever. Anyways, so yeah, Aaron was, more like, what's your name and, all this stuff with me. But Drake, he was cool. He signed some extra things for me that he should have charged me for, but he never did. And so, they were both cool, whatever, but I'd say Aaron was more interactive with me than Drake was. But Drake has, since then has, made videos for me and has followed me on Instagram. So, I guess he's made up for some of those things. But anyways, this has been Childhood DVD Fans. So long, everyone.
Hey, this is Jonathan Goldstein Walter from Drake and Josh. I just want to thank you for watching Childhood DVD Fan right here on YouTube.